Hello, everybody. I'm Wild Chevy. You are watching the Atomic Salt Live Show, the show where we talk about news, reviews, and everything covering the tabletop hobby world. Casey is on assignment this week, but I am joined by Grimwolf once again. Grim, how's it going?
Good, Al. Doing real well. How's it going, everybody? Good to be here.
Grim's back by popular demand. A lot of people love him, and he's sober this time, so it's all good.
I'm always sober.
Uh, all right, so let's start how we normally do. Tell us what you've done this week in the hobby world. Have you gamed? Have you painted? What's going on?
I played a little X-Wing on Thursday. It was pretty fun, but I've done a lot of painting on this little dwarf of mine right here. I don't know if you see him. There was a challenge on dragon painting to paint a face, and so I was like, hey, I can paint one of these cool little dwarfs. So that's kind of what that's all I've been doing is painting and played a little X-Wing. What about you?
Oh, hold on. I believe I can pull up a screen share for people to see what. Boom! There it is.
Sweet.
There's your dwarf. Kind of explain to people what this is.
This is a Rackham Soldier of the Plains model. It is actually kind of a kit bash between one of the heroes they called incarnations. The main body is the second incarnation of Pilsenbeer, and the head is from a Soldier of the Plains from the Soldier of the Plains box. And I did a little cutting and pasting and took off ponytails and made battle axes and stuff for him. But these are the coolest figs ever. So if you want them, you should go find them online.
I see you've been doing a little non-metal metallic there on the axes.
Oh man, I've been trying. I don't even know if that. I don't think that looks right or correct, but I think I'm done with them. I'm gonna call myself done with them because I've spent probably I don't know how many hours just trying to smooth them out and make it look right. But you know, it looks pretty cool, and I'm happy with the way the blends are turning out. But man, alive, Al, I don't know how many times you've tried non-metal metal, but it is the death of me. It will be the death of me. I'm pretty sure.
I've tried it once. My Shell Han Death Bloom. You saw that one.
That's right. Yeah, you did. I remember now.
And I was more trying to do the true metal metallics.
Yeah, they kind of. I mean, I think true metals are more realistic, and they're kind of it's its own little monster. But I always thought, I gotta give non-metal metal a try, just to say, yeah, that's something that I can put under my belt as a technique I know how to do. But golly, it's hard. It's
Well,
so hard.
it, I mean, the majority of non-metal metal is for weapons, but the concepts help with other stuff as well.
Yeah, I guess it helps you learn like reflections and stuff and where to put them and how to make them look the most how to make them pop the most. I guess I don't know. I guess you could use it kind of like if you wanted to make like a silk that kind of has a similar sheen as like a metal would, right?
Yeah, very yeah, reflective materials and all that.
Yeah.
As for me this week, I have not been active. Well, yeah, I haven't been very active in painting. Uh, yeah, well, let's see. I'll show you what I have. It's been a very busy couple of weeks for me, but I
It's
was able
cool.
to get out and work on some airbrushing for
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so the wizard or guy on the right there. It's a commission for a friend, and I'm working on making him pop. And then the other one's a commission as well. It's the Zona Arc for Infinity.
Who you painting that for?
Another commission for a friend.
Oh, cool. The What model, what model is the wizard dude? Is that like 40K or is that
It's a 40K. I believe it's I'm not. It's a psyker, I believe. He's like a Primaris psyker. It's an
cool?
old
What?
school.
Okay, it's an old school one. It's a cool looking model. When you showed me that, I was like, gosh, what is that, dude? That guy's cool looking, but I couldn't place him as I've never seen him anywhere. But it's cool. I like the way you got those blues working. I think you got that airbrush stuff working really well on him.
Then I went and got all goofy with the whole dark lining white highlights.
Yeah, with you just did that on Joan of Arc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good. It's a good effect. I think Tom Shadle uses it, and you said Angel uses it as a lot too, right? Isn't that where
Yeah.
you said you got it? Yeah, those guys. Yeah, it's a good effect. I dig.
And I'm trying to go the other way. Here we go. So there's some multiple views of her.
Very nice.
I think it'll look better once everything else is blocked out.
Yeah, you didn't go to any of the classes with us, did you? That's right.
No.
One of the things that Meg had said to us was that that's one of the things that when you think something's done, a lot of times you'll keep pushing and you'll keep working on it, but the best thing to do sometimes is just to block out the area around it, and then you can see whether you still need to go deeper or come higher or whatever. So that's probably a good idea to throw the other colors in there, and then you get a better idea of how it's going to look when it's all together.
Yeah, I went that far. I mean, it's been almost 2 weeks, maybe 3, since I last painted again. I can feel that muscle memory starting to slip on me.
The rust, you got a little paint rust on you. Ow.
Yeah.
Got to shake that off.
As you know, you were in the same boat last year. This is not that last year of college is not the greatest.
It's not very fun. It's you can do it, bro. You'll be done here in about a couple more months.
That's what it feels like.
That's all right. Power through.
Let's see. Otherwise, I have not done any gaming this week. I did a little RPG run-through sessions for the Gladiator games.
Did you go to that with Jason?
Yes.
Cool.
So our local Iron K RPG guy was setting up some sessions to practice for our big tournament. For those of you out there, you're more than welcome to come. It's 2 days of gaming. We will have Warhammer 40K tournaments, War Machine tournaments, Dark Age tournaments, Infinity tournaments, Malifaux tournaments. We'll have a lot of stuff going on here in Utah. So please come and check it out.
Hey, we'll also have the Salty Dwarf. So bring all your painted models and let's get some activity. Let's get some participation because we have the ability to become a Crystal Brush qualifier if we can show that we're a big enough event. So let's show the world how good Utah painters can be. or just bring your stuff out and there's cool trophies and it's going to be awesome. So definitely we got to get out and get that taken care of.
Yeah, like you said, this is the biggest, the first of its kind tournament here in Utah. I want to make this an annual event, and we're going to have a lot of prize support too from various people. So it's going to be a good time.
Yep, we've been contacting our hobby friends and buddies, and we've got things in the works. So keep your eyes open, watching the Geek Garage page and the Salt City Gladiator page. We're gonna have we got some things coming, some things in the works that's gonna make it even more worth your while to show up and throw some dice, sling some paint.
Now I'm going to show this off because I got it in the mail. I know it's gonna you're gonna be angry, Grim, but it's. I have to show everybody out there so they can see the quality of this. I got this in the mail from the folks over at Demented Games Maker of Twisted, and we have here some of the pre-release resin.
So cool.
And so we have an Infinity character here on the left side here. Look at the detail. That's some very sharp and crisp stuff.
Yeah, I've yet to hold those in my hands, but holy cow. I'm jealous. I'm very jealous of what you have there, Al.
Yeah, I'm just looking them over. Like the little gears here on the legs, very crisp. Going over these, I did not see any mold lines or false casting. It's very crisp.
That's awesome. The other thing that's cool about it is just the creativity in those figures. It's totally unique in all the cool stuff. I mean, the dude's like a half like monocycle dude cruising around.
Oh yeah,
like
this guy here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so cool. It's such a cool concept and so much creativity is going into these. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good range, I think.
All right. Now we're talking about a wide range of gaming and all that. It kind of brings us on topic to what this week's topic is about: hobby ADD.
Squirrel. What is that? What? Who? What's happened? I don't know what that is, Al. What's hobby ADD?
Now, so all right, well, answer me this, Brendan. What games have you played last Thursday for the last month?
Let's see. We've played Infinity. Played Dark Age. We've played X-Wing. We thought about playing Relic Knights. What else? We've played Super Dungeon Explorer. It wasn't a Thursday night, but we played Super Dungeon Explorer. We played Zombicide. Yeah, we're talking about Malifaux. Is that hobby ADD? Is that what it is?
So I mean, well, I guess I mean partly it's us. I mean, we can't lock something down. Maybe it's also the manufacturers. There's a lot of good-looking stuff out there, and there's a wide variety now.
There is. I don't consider it ADD. I just think I like to get cool stuff, and when cool stuff shows up, I'm probably gonna buy it. And I think it's pretty annoying to the people in our gaming group, in my gaming group, that want to try to play a certain game. But all I want to do is paint cool figures. So if that means that we have 7 different game systems in our hobby group, so be it. And I'm sorry.
But now you've dropped in and out of games. So what kind of brings that on for you?
And yeah, I've kind of dropped some games, but most of it has to do with interest in painting the models. Like I was really hardcore into War Machine and Hordes not too long ago, probably maybe last year. It's probably my big thing. I played a lot of Trolls. I played mostly on the night we had it. But then I just kind of lost interest in painting. I just kind of got sick of the same scheme of, all right, I got my yellow skin Trolls, put blue hair. It just, and the same models over and over just kind of got a little boring, and maybe not boring, but there was something else that I think it was Infinity that came around, and I started looking at my old Infinity stuff and thinking, man, these are awesome. I'm gonna start painting these again, and then so I started painting those, and in turn that turned into playing Infinity, and also, yeah, dude, the problem is, okay, I was playing War Machine, then I started liking Infinity, and then the Wild West Exodus Kickstarter finally delivered, and we started to play that, and we went back to Infinity. I don't know what causes it other than maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just have ADD. Maybe it's just I can't keep the focus long enough to kind of delve into. It's like I've kind of said this. Like I'm not a big strategy gamer. I like to play. I can figure out the rules and I win every once in a while. But I'm more about things looking cool on the table. So if something else is shiny and pretty, I am pretty apt to be sucked into it and taken away from whatever I'm doing. Don't you have that issue ever, Al?
Yeah, I do. Like I've got Myth here. We played it. It was great. I enjoyed it. I just haven't had time to get back into it. I do have War Machine, but I'm not a very competitive player, so I do very casual play. I've boxed up my 40K because seems like every semester I have a night class, 40K night. I've been wanting to get back into that. And in Infinity, great game, love it. I've got Operation Ice Storm sitting right here. I really want to bust it open, paint the miniatures, and go through every scenario.
Right. So
yeah.
Here's a question for you. What is it that makes you bounce? I mean, because you kind of follow game systems pretty well. I mean, you're pretty up knowledge-wise on 40K, and you've been playing that for quite a while. Not recently, apparently, but you keep up on it. So what is it that makes you bounce when you finally decide to bounce, or do you even? I mean, you bounce sometimes, don't you?
Oh yeah. I think it's like availability of the meta, because we have like Infinity. We were getting real strong in Infinity. Then summer hit and everybody disappeared for vacations. And then
Right.
you're playing the same person over and over again, which gets very boring.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then soon there's nobody to play. And then something new and shiny comes along, and you're like, hey, I'm going to pick that up. Someone's like, oh, I want to play that too. And then a new meta forms, and then you try to get steamrolled, and then see if it picks up, and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. I think I fall in that category too. I got a wife and 3 kids, and so I get one day. That's my day. So whatever game happens to fall on the day I get to have as my gaming day, that usually dictates what I'm going to be playing. Thankfully, there's not really any game at the shop we play at. Well, we're trying to have a schedule this game on this Thursday, whatever. But luckily, we have a pretty good group that'll, play most of the games that we're all kind of similar as far as our hobby ADD, where we're like, hey, this game's cool now. Let's play this game for a little while and then switch back and forth. But I mean, if you asked me how many active games I play, I'd tell you I still actively play War Machine. I know the rules. I could go and throw down an army and play. I still actively play Dark Age. I actively play Infinity. I say I actively play Super Dungeon Explorer. What's the other game? I can't remember off the top of my head. But like Warlord, I say I actively play that, where maybe I haven't played the games for months and months and months, but I still consider them like active games on my list. They're just kind of not the ones I'm playing right this second. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's. I mean, shiny. I get shiny syndrome a lot. A lot of stuff behind me is because of shiny syndrome. I've got maybe 10 different ranges of miniatures behind me, and I mean, I love great looking miniatures. Dark Age is one of those. You guys were really, really trying hard to get me into Dark Age a few years ago, and I
Hmm.
just could not see any faction that piqued my interest. And it's all visual for me first.
Right, right. I get that 100%. Yeah.
But now I see a lot of Dark Age stuff coming out. I'm like, maybe it's time to start picking up into that.
They really actually have a Dark Age. Cool Mini has I think they've seems like they've made an effort to really up their their game when it comes to sculpts and stuff. Like some of the new like I like specifically the new core, the core faction. Those models when I first saw them, I was like, it's just robots walking around, not a big deal. But lately they've come out with some really cool like I don't know, really good looking sculpts and kind of cool ideas. Like they have a Spartan theme going on with the core now. That's kind of like a cool deal, like a Spartan robot and a Legionary and a Centurion and stuff. And I don't know, just really cool. And it's when games do that, the games that you thought you were done playing, they're like, yeah, Dark Age was fun. We played it. The models were okay. And then you go to a Gen Con or whatever, and you see all the new stuff come out, and you're like, oh man, this stuff is cool. And it kind of reinvigorates you, and you want to go back out and try to, rekindle that fire for the game that you were playing before, you know?
And like Infinity, man, I don't see any miniature Infinity. I don't like in every new release. I'm like, I want one of those.
It's so hard because I bought the Ice Storm box set, and I have a Nomad's army, and I have an Ariadne army. You know this. But now after buying the Ice Storm box, I'm like, I could start Pano because there's so many cool things. Oh, it
Oh,
sucks.
especially all those Pano tags.
Yeah. Gosh. Dude, Pano, I almost started a Pano army, and then I sold it off to one of the other guys, Manstorm. I sold him all of my Pan-Oceania stuff. So I had a military orders army ready to go, but that was right when we kind of died on Infinity again, and kind of everybody stopped playing, and so I sold that part off. But I could easily go back and play Pano, easy. They're just so cool, freak.
Yeah, and like Malifaux. Malifaux right now is very. The miniatures are getting a lot better now. The plastic is very much better than their metal line used to be. Sculpts look a lot better, and now they have what the Crossroads, where everything's like interfaction.
It kind of gives you that I like this model. I'm gonna find a way to play with it deal. That is awesome. Yeah, the new
Like
Malifaux stuff has floored me lately. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wow.
like all the like I first got into Ten Thunders. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have samurais and uh, ninja girls, and like looking into it, I'm like, wait a minute, all these ninja girls are in a different faction. But now I can play everything cross faction. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be real hard. If I fall into this game, I'm gonna follow this one hard.
Yeah, you're gonna be buying a whole lot of models just because you can, and they're playable and they're cool looking. These are all good things when it comes to hobby stuff, Al. Good things.
And I think hobby, like I think Kickstarter is real bad with hobby ADD.
Yes, yes, it is. Freaking Kickstarter. I think that's every hobby dude's wife's or significant other, or like their most hated thing ever in the world in the history of inventions is Kickstarter because every time I see one, it's a minimum of $100 gone because that's kind of the price point that they have. They're like, hey, come to our Kickstarter for $100. Look what you can get. And you're like, but it's such a good deal.
Yeah, like was the MicroArt Studio one from with MicroArt Studio and Cool Mini. They
Yeah,
have a
one that
big
just started.
Yeah, if you guys haven't, check it out. I'll put a link down in the description below. Um, what is it that stretch goals right now? I think that
It's like
it's all about bases.
Yeah, and it's like 60 right now. It's like 65 cents a base, and it's like a full-on, like fully sculpted base, and it's such a cool design that they have going on with the recessed bases, and then the insert that just kind of slips right in and just fits perfect. I don't know. It's a cool thing, and not only that, just those recessed bases are awesome if you want to do like any water effect because before, if you wanted to create a water effect in one of those round-lipped bases, you'd have to cut it out and use some plastic art or something to seal it off, and then you could make like a water effect. But the way these bases are now, um, just the base of the base, right?
Yeah, all that
Just
like void area
yeah,
underneath. Yeah.
it's perfect for your own cool basing projects. But and then with the inserts that you get, it's a cool deal. Definitely jumping on that one for sure. You should.
Other than like just thinking like with Relic Knights and Wrath of Kings, a lot of those pledges start out with two boxes, or or had the opportunity that you were not just getting one faction only. You were able to get two factions for a very good price.
Hmm. Right.
Really, really, like if you have a buddy who says, "Hey, I want to get into this too. I don't have much money." You guys split it. You have a guaranteed person to play.
Yep. I think that's genius. It's got to be some sort of marketing thing. Al, what do you think? Is that something they teach you in your colleges? Of course.
All about your targets.
That's right. I think they're assuming that us hobby dudes might not have, a lot of money or friends to play games with, so we have to buy we have to buy the figs for our friends so that the friends will play with us.
Well, they said the average gamer is 30 years old.
I don't know.
So
There you go. So that makes me not feel so old because I'm not much older than that.
it's all
I'm
those
bringing it.
80s kids.
That's right. I'm an 80s kid. Heck yes. I wore hot pink t-shirts in elementary school because I thought they were cool.
You wore them at Gen Con.
I wore a hot pink t-shirt at Gen Con.
Or no, you call it salmon, right?
It was salmon, yeah. Come on. It's a difference.
So, all right. So now we've talked about past experience of hobby ADD. Is there anything in the future that you think is going to drive you from your norm?
Yes. Twisted. That stuff you showed me, that's gonna pull me away from whatever I'm doing when it either I don't know if they're gonna kickstart it or what their plan is. That'll pull me away for sure. When Wrath of Kings gets delivered, that's gonna pull me away from whatever we're doing at that time. I've just come to accept the fact that I will never probably first off paint all the stuff I have. I will never play every army I own, but I'll play a little bit. I'll have fun, roll some dice, scream and yell, throw some paint every now and then. It's all about relaxation, right?
Yep, you'll
Hobby.
never have a shortfall of miniatures in your queue.
That's right. There are always there. Never worry about running out. Actually, my biggest problem right now is because what I've done lately is when I get sick and tired of games and I don't think I'm going to play them for a while, like I have quite a bit of War Machine stuff, and so I sold off some of my dwarfs. And then my daughter, who's 10 now, she's like, "Dad, don't sell it. Give it to me. I want it." She don't understand. It's not the way it works, sweetheart. Daddy has to fund his addiction.
But you get and start them while they're young.
Yeah, right. There's that too. I mean, I have a partner that's always going to be ready to play and wanting to play with me. So okay, I'll take that. That makes me happy.
I mean, we're starting to see more and more females getting into the hobby and dominating the hobby.
Yeah, girl painters are pretty good. I know a few that yeah, that just dominate everything. So you think your Jen Haley's, your Marika's, your Meg Maples, uh, Alexi Z, Natalia. They're all. I mean, they're the ones that have. I don't know why they're so good. Why is it that they're so good, Al? What is it that makes them so much better than us dudes?
Not sure. Maybe they have the more focus than the rest of us.
Maybe they don't have ADD so much. Who knows? Sorry, I'm painting this dude's the horn on his belt. It's like a small part, and so I'm being kind of stop talking every few minutes as I start to paint. You're probably like, "Hello, are you there?"
See, squirrel.
Squirrel. Oh, I don't know if I do as well as a co-host as I am as just like the third guy who just pipes in every few minutes.
You know what? We love having you on the show. I know the people out there love watching you.
That's good.
I
Somebody's
mean,
got to.
you're the life of the party.
So for last night, I couldn't make it. I was very upset.
What happened there?
Well, we watched the football game, me and my father-in-law, and it was a good game. And we had some soda pops,
So
and
you
that
tied
made
one
me
on.
something like that, yeah. And then I came home, and we were supposed to do paint night, and I fell asleep on my couch. Yeah, so I was not happy. It was not a good Saturday night for me. I was grumpy, and my wife wouldn't let me go anywhere. So it's like she's looking out for me or something. It's weird, stupid, dumb. Come on.
So what do you have currently in your paint queue right now?
Right now in my paint queue, I have. You ready for this? It's gonna be long. This is part of the ADD. So I'll just tell you what I'm looking at that's right in front of me, which is so. Let me try this. Tell me if this works. Can you see all of this?
Yep, just hold it steady.
Can you see that?
Yep. Hey, look, there's Berka. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yep. So okay. So that is just the stuff like that's immediately in my head that I want to get to like right now. Off to the side, I have a whole other stack of like primed, half painted miniatures that are kind of in the queue. But in the queue right now, so in case you didn't see everything, I have a Berka model that I'm finishing for as a commission for everybody. I have Fadris from Dark Age for it's a commission. Well, it's not a commission. It's just I'm painting it for a friend. Um, I have a bunch of Infinity models. I have some of the Ice Storm box set. Um, I have this Rackham dwarf that I'm just painting for fun. I have three Super Dungeon Explorer models and an Executioner from Malifaux. So yeah, just like one or two game systems are in there. Or something.
I'm
The
not.
weird, I was gonna say the weird thing is every time I get back from Gen Con, I've gone twice now. First time I went, I came back and I was like, I'm just gonna paint. I just want to be a painter. I just want to be a really, really good painter. But it never works out that way. And I always buy a couple models that are like, I'm gonna paint this just as a I'm gonna do a cool, diorama or something with just these models because I'm just gonna be a painter. But it never works that way. It always flows back to a game that I'm interested in that I have to start painting models for that. So Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just all over the place, bro. Just everywhere.
But I mean, like for me, I'll probably never have a fully painted army because everything for me has to be a push of my abilities. So everything's gonna be not just the three colors up.
Right. You can't just say, I'm just gonna paint this really fast and play it.
Yeah, it's just not wired in me.
Yeah, I think yeah. Wait, every time I paint a model, I want it to be like the best I can do it. I tried to get away from that with a couple armies, just to just try to just sit down and say, I'm just gonna throw paint on them, but it felt wrong. It just felt wrong doing it. So I don't know. It's against the code. I think there's a code for us people that like to paint, and just slapping paint on models is like against the rules or something.
That's like that's why I picked up commissions there for a while. I was wanted to paint stuff that I never wanted to buy,
Hmm.
but I thought they were really cool.
Yes, I know what that's like. Hence Berka sitting on my desk. Now I want him. I think we talked about that, and I still feel bad that it's not mine. I did a good job on his face, bro. Not gonna lie. I'm very humble. I'm very humble. Sorry. Cute. So what do you got in your queue, Al? I got
Uh,
mine.
let's let's see. I've got the Kingdom Death Knight, Twilight Knight. I've got those two things I showed you earlier.
Hmm.
I still have my Trollkin Kith card that would like to finish up, and a whole stack of Legion casters that I really need to finish up.
Who are the Legion casters for? They're not for you.
No, there's the guy who for the America's owner,
Oh, okay. One of those. You got a bunch of his stuff too.
and uh, I mean, I don't like having projects sitting around, but for me, this has not been a very convenient time for me to sit down and paint anymore. And this is always in a book, it seems.
Well, you got that degree to get finished up, bro. That's okay. It's okay. I'm sure. That's the cool thing about him. I think with commission, it's good to have a client that is pretty flexible and understands that, you know, I'm probably not going to get it done in 3 weeks. I'm probably not going to get it done in 3 months. There's a good chance I might not get it done in 6 months. And to have someone who's willing to be like, that's fine. I just want you to paint it for me. So it's cool. It's kind of good to have people that understand what's going on. I think Trevor's one of those guys. So that helps.
Yeah. And like I said, I've got a lot more stuff coming down the pipeline. Um, I just got an update today from Kingdom Death saying that they're in the works. We haven't heard anything from Arena Rex in a while. Hopefully that's still in the works as well for shipping.
Yeah, the last time I heard they were getting ready to ship in October was the plan. Sometime in October they'd ship. So here's hoping. It's been forever, so whatever. When they get them, they're going to be kind of like, "Ooh, I'm going to paint these anyway." So the game looked fun, but the models themselves were really kind of a cool idea and a cool theme, and that's why I jumped in. What did you? How much did you jump in for? Did you get that just like the $85 deal, or did you go bigger?
I think I started at the 85 and then went up to the one more to get because they of course stretch goals, more miniatures pop out, and
I want that guy too. Did you get the lion?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not positive.
I know that was one of the sculpts that's holding everything back was the lion, and then the bull and the guy who rides him. That was another sculpt that has just been sitting on the dude's desks, and he just hasn't been able to finish it. So
Like you said, I mean, that had some really high quality sculptures. So even if you don't play the game, miniatures are going to be great.
exactly, exactly. That was the reason to get it, was just to get some cool sculpts from some of the best in the industry, I think.
We saw those at Gen Con too, right? From a few artists, right?
Yeah. Somebody entered some of them into the Gen Con, the main Gen Con contest. Like there was like 6 or 7. One of them was in the giraffe was there, Proximo the giraffe thing, and then they had a whole group of them there in the group category too. Was there a single model there too?
I can't remember.
I think there was. I was pretty stoked when I saw him because the guy painted him really well. I mean, he did a really good job, I thought. I think he won, didn't
I'm not sure.
I was too excited about my second place, so.
All right, I've taken up enough of your time tonight. So, where can people find you online?
www.geek-garage.net. Org. Net. Net. F. I don't know. It's net, right? Yeah. I'm on the forums there, Grimwolf. Any forum, most forums for the games, War Machine, Grimwolf. If you see Grimwolf, it's probably me. But yeah, always a good time hanging out with you, Al.
Yep. And like I said, you have the Gladiator games and your Salty Dwarf competition coming up here next month.
Yes, show up, bring your stuff. There's going to be some cool prizes, and it's going to be cash. Like I don't think you understand. Like Gen Con, my prize was a button. The Salty Dwarf is going to have not only cash prizes, but there's going to be other prize support as well. So come if you're a painter, even if you like, even if you're not a painter, paint something up and bring it and compete and see where you're sitting and see maybe you can find the love of this painting hobby that I don't know, that's what it's all about for me. That's what got me here. So, but come, because I can't even believe the kind of prize support we're going to have there is bonkers when you compare it to other things. And we have a future possibility to get even better. So show up. There's cool trophies, cash prizes, great prize support from other areas. Show up, paint your stuff, bring it. Play some games. It's going to be great. It's going to be an awesome event. So
Yeah,
you got to
take it easy gaming, folks. I mean, here in the Salt Lake Valley area, it's going to be a fun time. It's a Friday, Saturday event. Hopefully next year we'll stretch it out to Sunday.
for sure.
All right, I think this about wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, put them down below. Let us know what you think. What's your hobby ADD? What switches you on and off from a certain game? Put it down below. Start a discussion. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Like if you like this. Share it with your friends. Let us know what you think. I've been Wild Chevy. This is Grimwolf.
See you later, everybody.
You have a good night, and may the dice be ever in your favor.